Hi there, good morning. Welcome back to Midweek Morning Encouragement. My name is John Tracy from Keystone Bible Church, and I hope that our few minutes together right now will prove to be exactly that, a cold cup of encouragement in the midst of your busy week. Let me begin by asking you a question this morning. What have you given up on recently? What are you starting to think that you'll never get to see or never do or never experience? Maybe it's a particular relationship that you've been desperately trying to salvage for so long with very little progress to show for it. And so now you've just started to accept its demise as a foregone conclusion. Or maybe you've been wrestling for years with a particular pattern of sin and temptation. And sure, there have been many stops, but then restarts and streaks, but then crashes, falling down, getting up, teary do-overs. Let's try that again, right? And so you just suppose that this is going to be your reality from now on. Or maybe you've lost your grip on the powerful way that you once believed that God was going to use your life. Or you can't get over that sore spot in your memory that just won't quit hurting no matter what you try. Yeah, maybe you've given up on ever finding the financial clearing that you thought was coming after all of these years of living paycheck to paycheck. But whatever it is, it's left you thinking, maybe it's just not in the cards for me, John. Maybe I should just resign myself to thinking that my best days are most likely behind me. Well, friend, if you're thinking any of that, then hear this, please. You and I could believe that. And it would make perfect sense unless we didn't believe in the goodness of God. We could believe those kinds of things if the scripture didn't say things like this. I would have despaired unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. That's Psalm 27, verses 13 and 14. And so here's the question that I think we need to ask. What is it that is keeping us from waiting and believing and hoping in the goodness of the Lord today? And I want to suggest that there are typically two primary answers to that question. First of all, I think we spend far too much time striving to fix our perceived problems ourselves. We try just giving it better effort, piecing together a more convincing argument or trying to approach the situation from a little bit different angle. We try working harder and preparing better, and every time we give it all of our might, only to then see those solutions fail. We just start the cycle over again. Like, what else could I be doing, right? That there must be something else that I'm not doing because clearly my effort to this point has not been enough. I must not be doing it right. You see, we're just so quick to assume that our hardship in the here and now is directly connected to the degree of sweat equity that we are pouring into our life circumstances instead of recognizing what the psalmist did, that there actually is something else that we could be doing, but it's not what we typically think. We could be getting still to recognize and know that God is God and we are not, as it says in Psalm 46:10. And that means that he allows some of the difficult things that I can't seem to change or end or resurrect in my life. He allows them to persist in order to show me how he moves toward me when I wait for him in faith while continuing to believe in his goodness in the future, rather than constantly reaching and grabbing to fix my problems on my own. And so that's the first reason that I think we've stopped believing and hoping in the goodness of the Lord. But secondly, I also think that we are frequently guilty of what I would like to call the paralysis of the analysis. Have you heard that phrase before? In other words, we keep monitoring the situation for any little sign of improvement according to our own definitions. And that's why then that our emotions are like roller coasters all over the place on a moment-by-moment basis, based on how things seem to be going to us at any precise point in time. But see, the goodness of God is not like that. It's not accurately calculated by holding up our finger to the wind to take daily readings of our current living conditions. We don't need to keep grasping for evidence of his goodness in a pool of ever-changing temporal data. All the testimony that we will ever need of his faithful goodness to the children of men is found right here in the enduring declarations of his promised goodness that fill the pages of Scripture. And so if we'll believe and cling to those, regardless of the winds of change that might be swirling in our immediate circumstances, then our hope will no longer be dependent on the temporary dips and spikes and trends that we think we perceive. And as it says in Psalm 37:7, we'll learn that we really can be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Why? Because he is good, friends, no matter what. The Lord is good to all of his people who wait patiently for him. Psalm 37:7. The Lord is good to all. His tender mercies are over all his works. Psalm 145:9. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23:6. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him, Psalm 34:8. Be thankful to him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, Psalm 104:5. And the goodness that the psalmist is speaking of there is not just a goodness that we'll experience in the future in eternity. No, Psalm 27:3 makes it clear that we can experience the goodness of the Lord right now in the land of the living. And so that's why we're not going to lose heart today or despair. And if you're tempted to do so, then friend, you need to spend a little extra time applying the psalmist's antidote that he mentions there in verse 14. Wait for the Lord. Be strong. Let your heart take courage. Yes, wait for the Lord. In fact, I want to invite you to even pause and do that right now, to spend some additional time with him before you move on in your day, to wait for the Lord. You'll be glad that you did. And thanks for spending some time with me as well this morning. If you'd like to receive these Wednesday devotionals from Keystone Bible Church every single Wednesday morning by text message, then just go ahead and text MME to the number that you see right now on the screen, and we'll make sure that that's sent to you every Wednesday morning. I hope you have a great day. Wait for the Lord, friend. He is good no matter what. And I'll see you again very soon for more midweek morning encouragement.